From the mailbag, I've been asked whether or not a lawyer can get in trouble if he defends a client that he knows is guilty. I'll discuss that in just a moment. No client who comes into a law firm asking for assistance with a criminal matter is ever guilty. First of all, the lawyer is not going to ask, "Did you do it?" What he's going to ask for is a dissertation of the facts as the client saw them. He's also going to go get the police reports and do some investigation on his own as to what happened. At the end of that, he may decide that the best way to handle the situation is to plea bargain with the prosecutor and get the best deal he can for his client. But in other cases, it may be that he has to take this case to trial. Now, everybody who comes to get help from a criminal defense attorney has at least some question as to whether or not they are guilty of the crime. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been charged. So it's difficult to know, if you're a lawyer, whether or not someone is guilty or not until all of the facts are in. And your job in defending him is to make sure that every possible safeguard is exercised to keep bad information out and to get his story in front of the jury to create reasonable doubt. Now, as long as an attorney does not violate any laws or ethical rules in defending a client, he's not going to run afoul of the bar. What does that mean? Well, it means if he knows that his client lies on the stand, he has to change that. He has to confront the client, get them to tell the truth, or if he can't get them to tell the truth, he has to withdraw from representation because he cannot be used to tell a lie. He can't be used to allow someone to tell something that isn't true in court because he is an officer of the court. That doesn't mean that he has to tell the truth about the issue. It means that if the client won't tell the truth, he has an obligation to withdraw. It balances his duty of confidentiality, which is to never tell the client's secrets, with his duty as an officer of the court not to, or what is called candor to the tribunal. In other words, he has an obligation to the tribunal, to the court, to always make sure that the information presented is truthful. But a lot of times people do come in and tell their lawyers the truth, and in the telling of that truth, they reveal that they are guilty. And in that situation, you can still ethically defend a client simply by going forward and presenting his case in the best possible light and challenging the prosecution's case. A good example of that is the Casey Anthony case. The lawyer there who represented her did an excellent job of challenging all of the state's evidence and, more importantly, creating at least the doubt that there were other people who might have been responsible for the little girl's death. And also pointing out that while the state had clearly shown that she was a liar, because she was convicted of lying, it hadn't clearly shown that she was a murderess, because they'd never tied her to the crime. And the jury did a good job in ferreting out those facts and getting to the right result in that case, because the information that was presented in court did not show evidence enough to convict Casey Anthony. So, as long as the lawyer does not manufacture evidence, produce false evidence, or tell the court or the jury something that is clearly not true and that he knows to be not true, he's not going to get into trouble zealously advocating for his client, because the ethical rules require him to zealously advocate for the client. At the end of the day, the lawyer who defends his client best is the one who gives him the best legal advice and helps him steer through the maze. I once saw a lawyer represent somebody who was charged with statutory rape, and I was absolutely convinced this gentleman was not guilty. The lawyer who represented him deftly cross-examined the police and was able to illustrate very clearly that the man who had been charged with this particular offense had not engaged in it. He did an excellent job of representing his client ethically within the bounds of the law. And that's what every criminal attorney tries to do. If you found this information useful or helpful, I hope you'll mash on the subscribe button and also mash the like button and perhaps click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we publish a video here on this channel. Thank you for watching and have a great day.